Did you know that more than 70% of successful people realize that success comes from struggles? I was one of them. Sometimes it's in these tough moments that truly shape who we are. For me, success is about overcoming our emotions and fears, and not removing but channeling anger into better choices. Growing up, I faced some challenging moments that shaped my life forever. These moments tested me and in many ways awakened the potential I had inside. At first, I didn't know how to handle it. We all feel confused at times about life and how to get through it. I want to share some valuable lessons with you that I learned along the way. Life-changing events happen to all of us, but only a few emerge stronger. So why is that? We'll explore this shortly. When I was 14, I received a phone call that changed everything for me. My mum had died. In that moment, I felt completely lost, overwhelmed with thoughts like, will I ever see her again? Is this real? Who would care for me now? For days, I struggled to accept the reality that I would never see her again. My whole world shifted from feeling safety with her mum to realizing she was gone. Those heavy thoughts were difficult to handle, but I knew I had to face them to find some answers. Despite just being a kid, I decided then to be brave and keep fighting for my life. I understood that this was the first step towards building my character. I was facing overwhelming grief, and life problems didn't stop me. They just kept coming. After losing my mum, I encountered homelessness, hunger, financial struggles. If you could have looked at my life back then, you would have said, he stands no chance. He has no support. He's completely alone. Metaphorically speaking, you would have said he will be eaten by the wolves. The odds of making it off the streets of London, where drugs and crime were everywhere, the odds were stacked against me. I was at my lowest point. During this tough period, I had to confront the pain head on. I started looking for help by talking to caring adults. Whenever I had the chance, reaching out to friends and embracing kindness I saw in families and children. Just being a part of that kindness gave me a sense of joy and reminded me of the happy moments I had with my mum when she was alive. I turned to training and reading as a way to express what I was feeling, which helped me process my emotions, and I gained clarity on my situation. I also connected with others who were facing their own challenges. Hearing their stories inspired me and reminded me that I wasn't alone. I learned to shift my mindset from negative to positive, focusing on what I could control instead of what I couldn't. It was all about baby steps, making small, manageable choices to move forward each day. I remember one night, lost and helpless, sleeping at a park. I looked down at my hands and thought, if I'm broke and alone, but still alive, I can only go up from here. In that moment, I realized how crucial my actions were. I understood how I dealt with this would shape the life of the man I would become. That day, I chose to fight. I realized that despite everything happening around me, I could still choose to continue. And making that choice was incredibly powerful. There are things I can't control, like what happened to my mum. But I discovered I had control over how I would respond. That moment marked the beginning of my growth. I learned that even when you have very little, there's a strength inside of you waiting to be found. We often stress about what can happen next, but life has a way of teaching us how to cope. When those tough thoughts come up, it's important to stay grounded. Hold on to the moment. Breathe through the pain and remember that hard times don't last forever. When life gets tough, just hang in there. Better days are always ahead. As I reflect on my journey, it's clear that overcoming challenges is about resilience and determination. I found strength and discovered that every setback can be a setup for a comeback. The lessons I learned about perseverance and the power of choice shape everything I do today. I love to hear your stories too. Have you faced challenges that changed your life? Share your experience in the comments. And if you want more motivational content, don't forget to subscribe. We are in this together.